There's some right here.
Welcome one, welcome all. Scotty's talking in the background, so whatever. Ruining the intro, that's fine.
We can't see the screen either, TJ.
Oh, they're always crying, man.
God, dude, you're fucking horrible, TJ.
I'm horrible.
Yeah,
Yes.
you are.
Johnny on the spot is horrible, but you guys sauntering in here 5 minutes late, you're fucking great.
I wasn't sauntering here. I've been here the whole
Anyway,
time.
today's episode of DFF is about fucking Exodus and Batman Returns. So there you go. Two very deeply, intimately related fucking topics for you here on Deep Fat Fried.
Deep Fat Fried.
You know what I just realized too?
No.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, I didn't just realize that.
Okay.
I've known that for quite some time. No, I realized Scotty has his character that he portrays from the interwebs. He has a FJ that he does.
FJ?
Yeah, FJ, dude.
FJ?
Yeah.
Who's FJ?
Do FJ, Scotty. Do it.
What, TJ?
Quit trolling me. Just do it. And fucking Paul has Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon.
I don't even know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I don't
I'm
know.
not that stupid piece of shit.
I don't know. Well, they both do. Scotty does a fucking pretty good JF impression. Paul does a pretty good fucking
I don't like TJ. I'm just kind of confused.
Sargon of Akkad impression. But I guess that just for the fun of it, they're not going to do it because that would be too entertaining for the audience.
Wah, wah, wah. All right, TJ, you know what, TJ? I'll do it if you do an impression.
Okay, I'm going to do an impression of you.
All right.
I'm a stupid piece of fucking shit. You go.
Wow. It's funny how self-deprecating I am.
Yeah, you just go
So
around.
the impression of me is I stand up and go,
I'm
Scotty, and I'm
fucking stupid.
I am a stupid fucking faggot, and I suck, and I am stupid. I am Scotty. Did I mention my name again?
Scotty.
I mean, that's what terrible dialogue you wrote for me, Tina. That's like total exposition dialogue, dude.
That was a bottom tier
That's what you do.
impression, TJ.
Well, I'm not an impressionist. Scotty was doing a fucking spot-on JF earlier.
I wasn't doing it.
Yes,
dude.
you were.
Dude, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. Do it.
I mean, if you want me to like try and get a hold of Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, I'll try, but
Don't even worry about it, Paul. Don't even worry about
TJ
it.
claims I can do these characters, and I've never even done anything like that.
I don't get it. Because you fucking suck, Scotty, because you did a fucking pretty much perfect JF a second ago. And I've heard you do the racist Jew that you do is fucking hilarious.
the racist Jew.
He hasn't even done it for Paul.
I've never heard the racist
No one's
Jew.
ever heard it, and you won't fucking do it. It's the funniest fucking shit, and he won't fucking do it. It pisses me off.
Dude, because it's more fun to piss you off than to give in to what you want.
It's not what I want. I just think the audience being fucking entertained. You know, I just try to make an entertaining show for the people, Scotty. You know, I'm trying to fucking be a river unto the beautiful fucking people out there.
Why don't you learn to do some impressions then, River?
Because I suck at it. I can't do a fucking impression.
Come on.
I'll do an impression. All right. I am TJ. I am mad about everything. God damn it, God, I hate you. I'm so stupid. My name is TJ. Exposition.
It's pretty solid.
That was pretty close,
I don't know. I thought it was me for a second. I'm like, whoa. Is that me talking right now? Holy shit.
All you have to do to be TJ is just think about how to be as edgy as possible at all times.
That's not true. I'm not always as edgy as
So
possible.
I'll give you an example. Here's a perfect example.
All right.
The news story comes on. Tragically, the child drowned in a swimming pool. What safety precautions can we have? Who gives a shit about some stupid fucking kid drowning in a fucking swimming pool? You know what? If the parents really gave a fuck, they would have been watching their fucking kid. Said they were inside playing Nintendo 64 or some bullshit.
You
TJ,
could even go edgier than that with it. You could be like, "Psh, save the kid from the pool. Those parents should have drowned that little fucker in that pool before fucking it turned 2 years old.
I agree.
In fact, all the neighbors should come over and throw their little fucking screaming pieces of shit in the pool, too.
That's max. That's fucking maximum edge, though.
I love it, dude. That's beautiful. Wow. Anyway, I guess since no one's going to do their impressions because they just don't care about you guys, the audience, we're going to talk about some fucking Bible shit We're talking about Exodus. Paul was telling me earlier this is his. What did you say it was? It was your like least favorite Bible story, or
I think it's probably the worst of them all for me.
Oh, you're garbage.
I mean, there's a bunch of really. I mean, most of the Bible is just a bunch of pernicious bullshit. But like this is like, I don't know. I really hate Exodus.
Dude, this sets like the fucking center stage for the Jews, dude. This is where they fucking make their connection with God and everything. This is where they meet up with God. Like, what's up, God? It's me, the Jews. How you doing?
It's such a shitty story. It's such a stupid.
It's a wonderful
story.
tale, Paul.
why is it a stupid story, Paul?
It starts stupid and it ends stupid, and everything in the middle that makes up the sandwich is also stupid.
I really like though how Ramesses is a total idiot the entire story and just like never gets it. For some reason is obstinate even though these plagues and shit are happening. Like, it's probably something else.
It's like another, like it starts off with another example of like Christians misappropriating like what a good deed is. Like Moses' parents put him in a basket and float him down the river, and everybody's like,
crocodiles, dude.
They loved him so much. Yeah, they're putting him in the Nile. They're putting an infant in the Nile.
Yeah,
filled with
Nile,
crocodiles.
crocodile. Yeah.
And what the fuck, man? And it just gets worse from there. I mean, it's just a terrible story. It's totally fucking fictional. Like
totally implausible, dude. The Pharaoh's daughter finds. Okay, so the Pharaoh's like kill all the little Jewish boys and shit. And then the Pharaoh's daughter finds Moses, and it's like, oh, that's cool. It's no big deal.
Yeah, look at this little Jew I found. And he's like, make him royalty. Like, whatever.
Oh, shit, Scotty. You got a little visitor there.
Whoa.
Cool.
There's a fly on Scotty's
Trying
head,
to kill it.
Swat that motherfucker.
Wow, it's like above where your hand is somehow. It's crazy.
It's so fast. It just keeps dodging him.
Yeah, dude, that's a fucking badass
The
fly.
dodge fly, dude.
It's a pretty badass fly. Oh, shit, radiation. He's getting huge.
What
Cool,
the fuck?
dude.
What the fuck, dude?
I'm just going to put him here in the corner.
All right.
He's a friendly little fly.
A friendly little fly.
Our little fly buddy.
Yeah, he's your little fly friend.
Why does he only appear on that one shot, though?
Well, this shot's cropped differently,
okay.
so you can't see him.
Dude, if I imagine any of us becoming like the fly from that movie, I would say it would have to be Paul. But Paul would probably accept it more. Paul would be like, I'm becoming some mutant thing. All right, cool.
I like how he got to eat a lot when he was the fly.
Yeah,
Like he
dude.
got super hungry, and wasn't it Twinkies that he wanted?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe Paul already is the fly.
Dude,
I mean,
maybe-
it already sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah. Solid shit. All right, so
Solid fucking shit.
let's take a look at some Moses shit. We got a little here a video. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and open this in the video tab
Sure.
because why the fuck not? So here's this is just a little 4-minute recap of Exodus, I guess.
This is what happened in the Bible.
The Bible.
Okay, let's recap a bit. God had created a perfect world, and humans just kept making
Really?
a mess of things. Okay,
it's humanity's
recap
fault.
over. Actually,
Okay.
Wait, can you already pause it?
Wait a
Okay.
minute. That recap was really insufficient.
So God made a perfect world, and humans fucked it up. Well, guess you created humanity.
Oops.
Oops.
Well, you know,
Couldn't get it right.
don't think too much about that.
not everyone is sure. One thing they are sure of, the Israelites probably didn't build the pyramid over in Memphis. But the threat
Sorry, what?
You skipped ahead.
Did I?
Yeah. We were at like 14 seconds, and you skipped like a minute.
Yeah,
in.
we're like, what's going on?
Well, that's because I have all the shit hotkeyed to numbers, so when I change the scene,
Yeah,
it might
fucking
just skip forward.
stupid.
the nation of
TJ.
Israel, to be a blessing and make things right in the world again. But it seemed like from the start, this new nation wasn't going to have it easy. The Israelites had moved southwest to Egypt and had grown into a large nation. The king of the Egyptians, Pharaoh, felt threatened that the Egyptians would soon be
Wait, Pharaoh wasn't his name.
And Pharaoh was his name.
Was he Pharaoh Trump, dude? Because this sounds like
Outnumbered.
modern problems.
No.
and overthrown by
Just replace
Let's not-
Israelis with Mexicans.
No, you don't
right?
want to. Don't draw any parallels to anything that's happening today.
Okay.
Don't do that.
the
Paul.
Israelites. So he made all the Israelites slaves, working long and hard hours for the Egyptians. Some scholars
Wait.
even believe it was the Israelites
Wait.
who built the famous Egyptian pyramids.
But God, if they're God's chosen people, why did he make them slaves? Why allow them to become slaves?
Because he had to teach them to be humble.
Oh shit! He had to fucking.
Also, why don't that whole big crowd of Israelites beat the shit out of that one dude with a whip?
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck is that?
Fuck, I don't know. It's just some terrifying shit I found.
All right.
Look at it.
All right, we got a guest tonight, Senior Tomato.
I don't know. I'll stop fucking around and take this seriously.
Yeah, that's
All right, let's do it.
But not everyone is sure. One thing they are sure of, the Israelites probably didn't build the pyramid over in Memphis.
Yeah, I'm
But the
so
threat to Israel
glad
went
I
way
went back. That was so worth it.
Yeah.
On slavery.
Can you bring the tomato
Pharaoh
guy back?
eventually made a law.
All right,
that
Can we
every
just can
newborn
we
Israelite
scrap
boy
tonight's show
should be
and just
killed.
do an
How
interview
is
of
God
Senior
gonna
Tomato?
All right, go ahead. What does he sound like?
Well, you got to interview him. I don't know.
Is he even a tomato? Yeah, I guess he is.
He's a sentient tomato.
Hey, demon tomato monstrosity that someone for some reason created. What's up?
I'm actually a Roma tomato.
Is that how he talks?
See?
Okay.
See,
Rock
this
on.
is how I speak.
Do you look forward to
So,
becoming some
what
salsa?
brings you here to the deep fat fried fucking podcast?
I has been a fan. How you say? A fan? Is that how you say? A
yes,
fan?
that's how you say.
A
How you
fan.
say? A fan of Deep Fat Fried since the Tim Allen episode. I am very well acquainted with Tim Allen, as many of my brethren have been thrown at him at his shows.
I wish that were true.
I mean, if you were a green tomato, we would fry you up and eat you, but you're not.
I
so-
was once a green tomato.
You were?
Fresh from the vine. Yes, I remember those days, the sweet days, the happy days, the sun-dappled spring days of green tomatodom.
you sound like the sweet juice girl.
I sound like whom?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I do not
That's a
understand this
reference.
reference.
It's a reference to a more obscure podcast. Sorry.
Yes.
Tomato.
tomato with arms.
Tomato.
What is it like being the first?
Why do you keep moving
sentient
in
tomato?
this same redundant pattern over and
I
over again?
am simply expressing the rhythm of life, senor. Do you not feel the rhythm of life pulsing through you?
I guess
No.
not.
A boom, a boom, a boom.
We're not as in
boom,
tune with the
a
tomato.
boom, a boom.
All right,
A boom.
I'm taking
A
this
boom.
away
Yeah,
now.
A boom.
The first sentient
boom.
tomato is kind of
A
boring.
boom.
I'm taking him away.
Wow.
Goodbye, tomato. May we never see you again.
I'm sure we'll probably see this tomato again.
I'm done. No, he's gone. He's gone.
He's gone forever.
He's deleted.
Used them to bless the world
Bring
for
him back.
years to come. None of them were alive. It was during this time that an Israelite named Moses first gets mentioned in the
Wow,
story.
that's a good-looking dude.
Most of us have probably all heard that name before. Maybe
No.
even seen a movie or two about the guy. Who knows for sure if Moses looked anything like a well-tanned Charlton Heston. But we do know this from the
Who,
story.
who knows this?
Moses was
who knows
one-
if Moses even fucking existed, dude?
Is that the-
That's a
Why
bigger
is the
question.
cowardly lion there?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it.
Why is he saying, you deserve it, I say?
I don't know.
What is that?
What is? Yeah, I don't get the reference. That
it
must be some Christian shit.
Is it like he's a lion, dude?
Maybe the dude
yeah.
that made this is like a fur fetishist.
It's like, ooh, yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, the lion, the
then-
first furry.
I hear this has great special effects. Some fat fucking American stuffing his gull with popcorn.
He doesn't look that fat.
He's fat.
Okay.
One
He's usually
brave
fat.
guy. Even though he was an Israelite, Moses had grown up in Pharaoh's courts, living just like one of Pharaoh's own sons. But that didn't stop Moses from taking Pharaoh head on when he was an adult. God had made it pretty clear to Moses what he needed to say. Let my people go. After years and years of living as slaves, Moses demanded Pharaoh let them leave Egypt. It
Holy
didn't happen
shit.
right away.
Why you just?
Yeah, why a dead donkey?
Yeah,
Damn,
man.
dude.
All right, fine.
What did that donkey do to God?
Hail, locust, darkness, firstborns.
And a lot of bad stuff
fine
had
with
to
that.
happen to the Egyptians
Whoa,
before Pharaoh
getting brutal.
changed his mind.
So here's the 10 plagues, I guess.
Yeah.
The blood, that was like the rivers,
yeah.
ran red with fucking blood.
Frogs.
It
I
rained
feel like you
frogs.
should start with frogs before blood. Like blood seems like it's I mean, like is that? I mean, that's really a kind of a strong opener there.
Yeah, it should be like 8 or 9.
Yeah, you know that like building up to it.
But I guess they wanted to start strong, so maybe they wouldn't have to do the last 10 plagues, you know?
So then after blood didn't work, he's like, maybe if there's just a bunch of frogs.
Yeah, frogs are annoying, dude.
I mean, lice, that sucks.
Ooh, yeah, you'd be fucking itching like crazy.
Flies, we had that earlier. So
I mean, we live
Pestilence.
in the plague of flies and mosquitoes.
Pestilence, yeah. Yep. Boils,
Oh, that sounds pretty painful.
hail, locusts, darkness. So I guess just like it was just real dark
I mean,
for a while.
just fucking flip on a fucking light, dude. You know what I mean?
Dude, can you imagine how fucked
Flip
up
on a
it was?
fucking light. and
Like
you're
by
good.
number 9, it's all dark. You're like covered in boils,
Locusts have eaten all your fucking
covered
crops.
in lice, plagued by flies, wandering around, bumping into other people, popping your boils on them and shit. It must have been fucking hell.
and you're still just like, fuck you, God. Hell no.
But the
Nope.
fucking worst one is yet to come, dude.
Well, we'll talk about that one a little later.
All right.
Yeah, this is a fucking cartoon, man.
But finally, he gave in to Moses and to God. He let the Israelites go. Well, not so fast. Pharaoh changed his mind pretty quickly, and right after Israel left Egypt,
He left a key thing out there. But
Yeah.
Pharaoh sent his armies to hunt them down. They chased Israel up to the edge of the Red Sea. They were trapped. Once again, on the verge of escaping disaster, the Israelites now stared death in the face. But Moses stretched out his hand, and the waters of the sea parted so that the Israelites could cross. When the Egyptian armies came chasing after, the waters fell back down, and all the Egyptian soldiers were killed. Israel
Nice.
was free.
God is one cold son of a bitch, dude.
He really is a cold-blooded motherfucker, dude.
Well, God engineered all of this, dude.
God don't give a fuck.
God knew all this would happen and didn't give a shit.
This whole last part was unnecessary, too. He'd already convinced the Pharaoh, and then God goes back to Pharaoh, and he's like, all right, now you got to change your mind. Go after them
Yeah,
Israelites.
in this cartoon, it's just like, but Pharaoh changed his mind pretty quick. Well, no, in the Bible, it says that God actually went to the Pharaoh and, like, hardened his heart and made him change his mind. So, how does that work? Just don't bother mentioning that.
I don't know, dude.
Breathe.
It doesn't matter.
Sure, it's all
All right, enough of this stupid shit.
Yeah, there's enough of this fucking horse.
We
shit,
have
dude.
here a fuck. I guess I just closed it, so
What?
never mind.
Whoops.
pretty exciting when we watch Hollywood recreate the scene. But can you imagine actually being there? Watching all that happen in front of your own eyes? Soon after escaping, Israel had
No.
trouble finding food and water. So they started to complain. Because of the complaining, God forced them to wander.
So because they complained
Because-
about not having food and water, God's like,
Okay.
"Oh yeah."
Frees them from slavery, parts the Red Sea, but they say, we're hungry, and God goes, fucking hungry in a desert? Fuck you! You're punished!
Yeah, wander
What?
for 40 years in the desert.
Quit
That'll help.
being a little crybaby sissy boy faggots. Why you whining for, huh? Don't complain.
What a gaggle of nonsense.
All right, so here's since Exodus is like super long, we have here a little summation of what happens
Okay.
in every chapter.
So we can be biblically accurate.
This
in
is
our
from
critiques here.
BibleSummary.info right here.
Cool.
That's what we got.
Bible summary. Oh boy.
It's good stuff.
Exodus 1.
Stuff. Exodus 1. The Israelites prospered in Egypt, but a new king arose and forced them into hard labor. He commanded that their baby boys be killed.
I mean, this seems like a really bad way to keep a stock of slaves.
Yeah.
It's
Kill-
like,
Kill half of the infants.
well, kill
Kill-
all the men. So
Yeah,
that
so there's no way that they can reproduce.
Well, there's a pretty even ratio of of boys and girls, so that's killing at least half or more of all of the.
Well, ultimately, that's killing all of them because you can't sustain a slave population if all the men are dead.
Well, ultimately, yeah, but I mean there would probably still be some.
Unless the Egyptians were fucking those Israelite bitches.
Oh shit!
Probably.
I think that was the idea.
There's
Exodus
some hot
2
Israeli bitches.
That's
Whoa,
true too.
Paul. Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Pharaoh's daughter found a Hebrew baby by the river. She named him Moses. When he grew up, Moses killed an Egyptian and fled to Midian.
Yeah, so Moses.
A lot of plot packed into chapter 2 of
Isn't-
Exodus.
Isn't it like his sister is his like caretaker or something? You know, she's like his nanny or whatever it is in the Bible.
With the
It's-
Pharaoh sister?
Oh no, Moses' sister, isn't it?
No.
that's-
His sister, like, watches him float down the river.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
And actually watches him long enough to see the Pharaoh's daughter come down to the river and take him.
okay, that's what it is.
So think about how stupid that is, though. So The fucking king decrees all male Israelites will be fucking killed. So they put a little baby in a basket in the river. It floats down like not even very far, so close by that
To the Pharaoh's palace.
the sister can still see. And then someone just finds the baby. It's like, hey, a male baby just slightly downriver from the Israelite slave camp where we ordered all male babies killed.
I'll take it.
Let's adopt it and make it brother to the Pharaoh.
Sounds like a plan.
Like, who does that?
Who puts their child in the fucking river to begin with? Fuck picking it out of the river. Like, that's not even that shocking. If I saw a baby floating on a fucking basket down the river, I'd probably pull it out. But goddamn, like, I understand they didn't want their kid to be killed, but there's got to be other ways, right?
Notice Paul said probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
I mean, probably.
Depending
On what's going on.
It's crying. Now leave it in there.
All right, so then next chapter, Moses saw a burning bush. God told him to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. Moses asked God his name, and God says, I am who I am.
Wow.
Sounds
so
like
God
fucking Popeye.
God's Eminem.
And I am whatever you say I am.
Not to mention, I think Moses was eating some like mushrooms or some shit. If you thought a burning bush told him to go free these people from
Damn dirty ape. Do. We should be back in a moment. And I think we're back now.
Too hot for YouTube, dude.
Too hot for YouTube.
YouTube doesn't want us discussing this.
The hottest.
This
Yeah,
topic.
YouTube doesn't want us tearing apart Exodus.
Actually, I think it was the naked tomato that probably got it.
Yeah, the naked tomato is like, oh shit. Oh shit.
Fucking sexy ass fucking tomato.
So anyway, I don't know. We might want to go back a little because I think they might have missed some. Let's just go back real quick to like, I don't know,
Exodus 8.
We'll start with 8 again. So the Lord sends his plague of frogs. Pharaoh begs for relief, but then
Please.
his heart is hardened,
Oh, fuck it.
and the Lord
More
then
Lord.
sends gnats and flies after his ass.
Oh, yeah. Send me those gnats and flies.
Oh man, I'm gonna burn some bush right now. Actually, that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah? You're seeing the burning bush?
Yeah, that bush is burning.
He wants to experience the burning bush.
And then the Lord sends a bunch of other plagues. He sends he plagues the livestock. He sends boils. He sends hail.
he sends boils.
Pharaoh begs for relief, but once again, his heart is hardened. And guess who did it? It was God.
Yeah, guess who's
Spoiler.
hardening his heart over and over again?
The Bible specifically fucking tells you that God hardened the Pharaoh's fucking heart.
You know what? He could at least harden his fucking dick, too. The fucking Pharaoh probably had impotence, dude. God's fucking saying, yeah, you want that hard? No, your heart's fucking hardened, bitch.
It sounds like the first plague. There could have been just one plague of Egypt in this story. Because, like, the frogs were enough. Pharaoh was already like, all right, man, this frog shit, give me
Come on.
relief.
Bro, give me some relief.
God's like, nope, I got more planned for you. Harden that heart,
Well,
bitch.
Get that heart nice and hard.
Well, you know what it was? God had this whole plan.
God was making sure the Pharaoh
And it's
was
all-
hard, dude.
Well, not only that, dude, he was like, at this point, it's like, look, I made up this whole plan. I want them to suffer. And the Pharaoh started begging, and God's all like, oh, I feel kind of bad.
I ain't done with these plagues yet,
All right,
dude.
fine. Fine, TJ. Just interrupt me as usual, you fucking fat piece of shit.
I was doing an impersonation of God.
No, you didn't, TJ. You interrupted me.
All right, whatever. I was trying to add to what you were saying.
No, you weren't, dude. You fucking shut me down, TJ.
I'm sorry.
Shut it fucking down. Go ahead, TJ.
This is fun. The Lord said he would send one more plague, and then Pharaoh would let the Israelites go. All the firstborn Egyptians would die.
This is not even necessary.
Woo! Did I fucking...
The frogs were enough, God. Come on.
Paul, your firstborn?
Yes.
Oh.
The Lord told the Israelites to take Passover. That night, all the firstborn Egyptians were killed. Pharaoh told the Israelites to go.
Yeah, so...
So there's more to this. Paul, you were telling me about a fucked up cartoon from your childhood earlier.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I'll hear this.
My mom went through this phase where she thought we were watching too many like violent cartoons. And so she bought us this set of VHS tapes that was all about this team of like Bible kids that would go back in time and actually experience biblical stories. And they were like,
Oh, I saw this before.
they were like a group of kids that would run around, and it was such a weird thing because a lot of these stories in the Old Testament especially are bloody and violent, and like this is no exception. But it's all couched in this weird cartoony kind of thing where, like, I remember there's a scene in it where the kids from the future are helping the Israelites paint lamb's blood over their doors.
Oh,
and
for Passover.
Yeah,
shit.
for Passover. And then, like, Passover night, they're all huddled in the hut with one of the Israelite families, and they can hear the angel of death going by their doors at night. They'd hear it like, you know, like, I'm like, what is this?
And they just had a bunch of lamb's blood standing by, too.
Yeah, they just, like, every Israelite family, I guess, came standard with a bucket of lamb's blood for this. Because
don't you just love, though, the fucking, the sentiment behind you watching this was like, all this fucked up shit is happening. Like, basically, like, genocide is happening in the Bible. Because it's the Bible, though, it's all okay for you to... You can be exposed to that. There's plagues and locusts.
Yeah.
And fucking famine and death.
and a fucking evil spirit that comes looking for children at night.
But Jesus, so it's okay.
But you have, but if you have a big dollop of lamb's blood smeared over your door, then it doesn't come in and kill your child. It's like, I thought I was watching too much violence in cartoons.
Yeah, the Shredder from Ninja Turtles, though. That's the real fucking animal.
I'll show those turtles. I will kill every firstborn child in New York City until the turtles give me their pizza.
That's awesome, dude.
Imagine if they try to get away with that plot, you know?
Whoa, dude, Shredder's totally bogus. He's trying to kill all the kids.
Fuck.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles never got that violent. You know, whatever.
Then I might have actually fucking watched more Ninja Turtles than them in the plot, dude.
Dude, Shredder never killed anybody.
Yeah, I know. He's a fucking klutz, dude.
My mom traded out a dude, a bumbling idiot that got beat by 4 retarded turtles every week for a story about an evil demon spirit that floats around at night looking for babies what to kill.
Not an evil spirit, a good spirit.
That's right.
With a genocidal dictator fucking controlling the whole fucking show.
Remember, like, the people in that story, like, it's the only story you'll hear where a fucking demon going around slaughtering babies is the fucking hero. Like, that's the good guy.
It's not a demon, it's an angel.
Well, you know, same diff. Anyway. So that night, all the little firstborns were murdered.
Which I'm fine with, though. I mean, let's be honest. You're the firstborn.
You know, God was just a pioneer of abortion rights, dude.
He was.
The Lord told the Israelites to consecrate their firstborns to him. He guided them as a pillar of cloud by day and of fire by night. All right. Pharaoh's army caught the Israelites by the sea.
It skipped another thing, because finally, after the firstborn shit, the Pharaoh relented because his own child was killed. And looking at the corpse of his own little child, he was like, all right, I've done enough. Let him go. Let him go. Get him out of here. But God wasn't done hardening that heart yet, and decided one last time that he was going to harden the Pharaoh's heart up again and make him pursue the Israelites out of Egypt and try and kill them all.
What a prick.
What a prick.
Good old God, man.
So what I'm gathering from this is God is just a colossal fucking dirtbag.
No, he's a loving, caring, nurturing father.
Oh, right. I forgot. Sorry. Good point.
You just got to love how God in the story is the good guy despite all the fucked up shit is God. Everything that's fucking is like... I mean, the Pharaoh's definitely a dick. Actually, I take that back. You know, the Pharaoh didn't slave the Israelis, but that's about it.
Yeah, but he wanted to relent early on, and God kept hardening his heart.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Not only that,
but only that, the deck was rigged because the Pharaoh did that because God created the circumstances for that to happen.
Right, and created the Pharaoh, and probably hardened his heart and made him put the people into slavery, too. Yeah, I mean, God's doing all this heart hardening now. What's to say he didn't harden that heart at the beginning?
He definitely did.
That's true. Pharaoh's army caught the Israelites by the sea. The Lord parted the waters, and the Israelites crossed. The Egyptian army was drowned. We actually have a famous movie scene from that shit.
The 10 Commandments.
Lord of hosts will do battle for us.
Yeah, do it.
Behold,
Part the
his
fucking
mighty
seas,
hand.
bitch. Part them. Dun, 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 dun.
This is pretty badass, though. You gotta admit.
From a special effects standpoint, especially in like the context of 1956, it was definitely pretty
Just from an
badass.
everything standpoint, dude. Charlton Heston Moses is the best Moses. Let's be honest.
Sure.
Part them fucking seas.
Whoa.
That's windy as shit. Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Hell yeah. All right, let's cross.
The wind opens the sea.
God opens the sea with the blast of his nostrils.
With a blast of his nostril?
Damn.
He's like,
That kind of detracts from it, in my opinion.
I mean, dude, just his nostril can part the sea. How does that detract, dude? God only has to, like, blow a little wind out of his nostril.
I don't know. I just feel like it'd be cooler if he didn't use his fucking nostril.
What if he blew it out of his ass?
Now, that'd be kind of funny.
The mighty stink wind from God's butthole parts the sea, boy.
Yeah, pretty neat. Why? I don't understand why God would need to use any part of his body. Like, couldn't he just use his sheer will to just part the sea in like an instant?
Yeah, all God has to do is think the sea should be parted, and it would be parted. That would be it.
Yeah, well, God's very theatrical.
I mean, he has to.
I mean, that's just that one old retard's
dude, look,
interpretation. It's not canon that God used his fucking
He's-
nostril.
Well, look, dude. He's just trying to, like, humans are obviously on a different plane of existence than God, because God is greater than us. He created everything, right?
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, it's God's nostril because God wants us to, like, connect with us. I mean, that's why he created Jesus to begin with, dude, to make it more real for us, right? Because, God is here. We can never be there with God.
Right.
Jesus is the pathways, the bridge, TJ. He bridges the gap. You see what I'm saying? So that's just trying to help you understand a little better of what you're talking about this stuff, dude. It's probably a lot of people find this really offensive, TJ.
I find it offensive.
Yeah, you find it offensive, TJ, to fucking shit on people's faith, buddy.
I do.
You're a horrible fucking human being, TJ.
I find it offensive that this stupid faith exists still.
I know.
All right, so then the Israelites...
Grumble, oh, fucking God.
The Israelites sang, I will sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed. Horse and rider has thrown into the sea. They
Thank you,
camped at
Lord,
Elim.
for drowning Egyptians. Thank you, Lord, for killing those babies. Thank you, Lord, for the plague of flies and locusts.
Thank you.
And God has to listen to some fucking out-of-tune Jewish singing, too. That's his reward for what he did. Thank you, Lord, you done so well. It's like, oh, jeez.
Is Jewish singing typically out of tune?
Yeah. I mean, how many... I mean, like, I don't know. There's probably some good Jewish singers.
Whoa,
but-
TJ, you're just a little racist there, buddy.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry that I'm a fucking racist.
I just want it to be liked. All right. The Israelites sang their stupid song.
They grumbled, dude.
Then the Israelites grumbled to
Fucking God,
Moses they had no food. So each day the Lord provided quails and manna. They rested on the Sabbath.
Dude, I want some fucking mana, dude.
Yeah, dude. How did they get mana?
I don't even
Need
know.
more mana. I'll take quails, too. I like quail. Quail's pretty delicious.
I mean, I've had some pretty good quail.
Dude, quail sliders, dude. That's the way to go with
Yeah,
that.
we did have those quail sliders at that weird place in Macomb.
Yeah, dude, but I've had them since then, dude. But quail's pretty damn good.
The Lord told Moses to strike a rock to provide water. Amalek attacked Israel, but as Moses held up his arms, Joshua's army prevailed. I don't even understand that summation.
That's all I needed to do.
So
was-
while they were wandering around, some other tribe attacked them, but Moses held up his arms again, and the
deal.
army of the Israelites won.
Cool. So then Moses-in-law's father, Jethro, hey there, Moses, what you... came and offered sacrifices to God. He suggested that Moses appoint leaders to help him judge the people. Oh, shit.
Sounds like a good idea.
The Israelites camped near the mountain in Sinai. The Lord spoke to Moses on the mountain and made his covenant with Israel.
So they basically made a fucking deal. They made like a protection deal. It's like the mafia, dude. God's like, Moses, you want my protection? We got to make a fucking deal.
I mean, it makes sense that the Jews would have the best God, you know?
Well, yeah, they made a good fucking deal.
Yeah, because they know how to fucking wheel and deal, you know? So they bargained, you know, they found this all-powerful God, and then they convinced him to do all kinds of shit for him. Unfortunately, aside from being all-powerful, he's also kind of an inept retard, so that's the drawback. I am the Lord your God. Honor the Lord of everything. Keep the Sabbath. Honor your parents. Don't do wrong. So that's the 10 Commandments is Exodus 20.
Yeah.
Right.
All the little commandments, you know, we all know. don't fucking do this and don't fucking do that and blah, blah, blah.
This is actually an interesting one, Exodus 21, about buying slaves and shit.
Exodus 21, if you buy a Hebrew slave, he shall go free in the 7th year. Whoever kills shall be put to death. Whoever injures shall compensate.
No, just think about that. So all these people were freed from slavery, right?
Yeah.
And then it talks about slavery, but the conditions of Hebrew slavery.
Well, yeah, and I mean, this is just different now that they're doing the enslaving, you
Right.
know?
But there's a bunch of rules. It's like if you give, it's like
If you enslave one of your own people, you can only keep them for 7 years.
But if you give your slave a wife, then it becomes your property for life.
Yeah, and
It's
you
just-
can only beat your slave. There's rules for when you can beat your slaves
and how badly.
And how badly, yeah.
But slavery's still okay. So it's like they want to be free from slavery, but slavery is then
So the rivers into blood and the frogs and the locusts and the gnats and
it's
the
then
flies.
condoned. I
and
mean,
the
that makes no
boils.
sense.
All of that shit, all the baby slaughter, killing the entire Egyptian army to free the slaves, just so he could add a stipulation that slavery's okay, but only for 7 years.
Yeah.
No, you can only enslave a Hebrew for 7 years.
Right.
Other
If you
people,
enslave someone from some other tribe, that ain't no limit on that.
Right.
That's fine. Do it for as long as
there's
you
no
want.
rules for other slavery.
Whoever steals shall make restitution. If a man sleeps with a virgin, he shall marry her. That includes rape, by the way.
Yep.
You shall not oppress strangers or the poor. Well, that last part at least is nice. I guess that's
Unless
good.
you want them to be your slave.
Yeah,
then,
it's
then
that's
you
different.
can oppress them. You know.
Well, that's if you're like,
Yet again, we're in the same book of the Bible, and already just contradictions left and fucking right. You shall not oppress strangers or the poor, unless they're fucking your slave. Then you can do that freely.
You shall not pervert justice. Each year you shall hold feasts.
I'm
My
down with
angels will lead you, and I will drive your enemies from the land. It's not bad. It's a pretty good deal.
That one's a pretty good part.
I mean, except for they're already perverting justice by having slavery after being freed from slavery.
But TJ, on the plus side, each year you shall hold feasts. So you get a feast every fucking year, dude.
I mean, that's a long time to wait.
I mean, we still do that shit.
Well,
dude.
it said feasts.
Oh, feasts. Multiple feasts.
Multiple.
Hold
dude.
feasts, yeah, all the
There's tons
time.
of feasts, dude.
Constant feasts. The people said, all that the Lord has spoken we will do, and they offered sacrifices. The Lord told Moses to stay on the mountain. Okay. So what?
Stay there. Stay put, Moses. All right.
I think the book is kind of losing its plot at this point.
Yeah.
Tell the Israelites to make a sanctuary for me. Mark an ark with a mercy seat and 2 cherubim. Make a table. Then make a lampstand.
A lampstand?
Is God fucking IKEA now? What the hell's going on?
Make a sensible coffee table that can double as a footrest.
Well, you know what, the
The
Bible-
furniture shit keeps going.
tell you
Make a tabernacle of fine linen.
The Bible
Make
makes about as
curtains
much
of goat's
sense
hair to cover the
As
tabernacle.
IKEA directions, so that's fine.
Make boards of acacia wood and linen veil.
Wow.
Then fucking
God turned into fucking Bob Vila all of a sudden.
But-
He's fucking teaching you home repair
He's fucking
shit.
specific. He doesn't want fucking cedar. He's like acacia.
It's got to be acacia.
Yeah.
Make an altar of acacia wood with bronze utensils. Make a court for the There's 3 chapters of him just telling them to make shit.
Jesus, dude.
Make a court for the tabernacle of fine linen hangings and bronze pillars. Finally, he's done with. Oh no, he's still
he's
going.
not.
Set apart Aaron and his sons to minister as priests. Make a breastplate, an ephod, a robe, a tunic, a turban, and a sash for them.
Cool. A turban?
I want a robe, a tunic. I don't know what an ephod is, but I want one of those too.
Dude, I got a big fat throbbing ephod, dude.
Okay, a little too much information there. Sacrifice a young bull and 2 rams to consecrate Aaron and his sons. Make daily sacrifices on the altar, and I will dwell with Israel.
What's really funny about that
He needs a lot of
is
sacrifices.
how
dude.
is how they just totally took sacrifices from polytheistic religions and just inserted them into fucking Christianity or Judaism, and it's just like, yeah, here you go,
Yep. Sacrifice.
sacrifice some shit.
I need some dead animals. I need some pointlessly
Yeah,
dead animals.
If you kill some animals pointlessly, then God is pleased.
Can we eat them? No, they're for me. Make an altar of burning incense. The Israelites shall give half a shekel. Make the bronze laver. Okay. Make anointing oil and incense. God is really obsessed with making
Well,
them.
dude,
He's putting them to work.
Exodus 31 is impressive though, because which one are we on? Or 32?
We're on 31.
On 31, he did say he's going to give them. Oh no, the other one said the Israelis give half a shekel, which that was a fucking achievement because the only way Jews are.
Yeah, God got money out of the Jews.
I mean, that's fucking how OG
whole half
God
shekel.
is. He got a half
That's
a fucking
proof of
shekel.
God's power. I have filled Bezalel with the Spirit of God, with skill to make everything I have commanded. The seventh day is a Sabbath of rest.
I'm cool with that one.
All right. While Moses was away, the people worshipped a golden calf.
Oh no.
This
What?
is great.
Moses pleaded with the Lord for them, but then had 3,000 killed?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
So while Moses was up on the mountain getting all this instruction from God, while he's gone, the Israelites who were just freed, I guess in the absence of anybody to lead them spiritually, decided, I don't know where they got a golden calf,
But they got one.
but somehow they manufactured a golden calf and decided like, oh yeah, we're going to worship this now.
I mean, they had just seen all of God's power
Yep.
and wrath against the Egyptians, and yet Moses leaves for like a couple weeks, and in that time a new religion springs up, and everyone just like, yeah, hey Moses, what's up? Hey, so what's up, guys? Oh yeah, we just Yahweh, we stopped worshiping him. We're into this golden calf God now. He's pretty cool.
But you know what God did? God responded, dude. God doesn't take shit lying down. He doesn't go, oh, you want to worship a golden calf? Now Moses fucking pleaded, and God's like, you know what? I got this, Moses. 3,000 dead.
You know, it started with the kids too. The kids were like, man, this Yahweh shit is bullshit, man. You know what it's about, this golden calf, nigga.
That's some very black Israelites,
dude.
dude.
Well, aren't they? I heard a bunch of black dudes in the street preaching about
Oh yeah, you're right.
the black Israelites.
Moses set up a tent of meeting. He said to the Lord, don't send us from here without your presence. The Lord passed near Moses. All right, sounds like a riveting chapter. Moses made new tablets for the law. The Lord spoke to him and made covenant with Israel. Didn't he already do that like 8 times?
Yeah.
When Moses returned, his face was shining. Gross. Sounds oily.
Yeah, he's oily. He needs to...
Moses told the Israelites to keep the Sabbath. He called for craftsmen to make
Didn't he
the
already
tabernacle.
tell them to keep the goddamn Sabbath?
Yes.
And he already did this tabernacle bullshit, too.
The people gave gifts for the work. The people gave more than enough. The craftsmen made curtains. Oh my God, they're like going over it again. It's just reiterating the shit that already happened. It's like a flashback to
Dude,
earlier in the chapter.
It's like God wants you to know how fucking nice his fucking pad is. He's like, okay, I'm gonna need this in my house.
and we had, dude, I got these Bezalel curtains. I
God's
got
like,
this
my
board,
house
the
is
veil,
go-
pillars.
Look, my house is gonna be so fabulous. I'm gonna dwell in Israel. I'm gonna live in an
They're
appropriate
talking about the
house.
lampstand and shit again.
Well, dude, God is a fucking.
If you're going to reiterate a part of this chapter, why not the cool part where you're fucking sending plagues and shit?
No, dude. Dude, it's just the fucking same. Okay, let's see if we can skip ahead a little bit.
No, it's just the same. It said Bezalel made the ark with its cherubim, the table, the lampstand, the incense altar. He made the anointing oil and the incense. Oh, so earlier was God commanding it to be made. Now it's actually being made,
Oh,
I
okay.
guess.
But first they had to fall out of favor with God and worship a calf.
Yeah, there was a lot of time in between where pointless shit happened. Bezalel made the altar of burnt offering, the laver in the court, Ithamir. Oh, my God. And then they built some shit. They made the ephod breast. Oh, wow, they did that. Okay, so they did everything God said, and they set up the tabernacle, and it was great. So I think, like, the first part of this story has a plot, and, like, where does it end? Let's see. Probably around... It's like Paul's always saying, they keep shit going too long.
Yep, Exodus 14 could be the end of the book of
Yeah,
Exodus.
that's where it should end right there. The Egyptian army drowns, the Jews escape, the end.
I say 16.
I don't need all this shit. Why 16? Because the mana, you just want the quails and mana that bad?
Yeah, dude.
See, I don't need that. All I need...
I want fucking quails and mana.
the
bitch.
Egyptians drown. That's where the book ends. So it
Hey,
ends
Paul,
at chapter 14 and
okay,
then just keeps painstakingly going
Can
forever.
we add the quails and mana to chapter 14?
Sure.
Okay, there you go. I'm fine.
Sure,
with that.
maybe there's a new chapter 15 where the Jews are just chilling, eating quails and mana. Like,
Smoking-
man, we got out of that shit.
Smoking a fucking fatty, dude, with God and shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, maybe as the Egyptian army drowned, quails just fell out of the sky and shit.
The Jews are just sitting there like, quail meat. Yum.
Mana.
Mana and quail.
I love me some
And
mana.
the screams of drowning Egyptians.
Ha, look at them drown, little faggots. Love it.
Yeah, I think the Bible needs a revision, dude.
If we remake the Bible already,
It's filled with a bunch of shit it doesn't need to be filled with.
Yeah, we should edit it down. Not like for content so much. It's just like Thomas Edison, not Thomas Edison, Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Edison.
What? Oh, he's such a fucking
God,
crazy
you're
mistake.
You're an idiot, TJ.
Oh my god.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas
TJ.
Jefferson edited all the miracles and shit out of the Bible. We should just edit all the boring shit out of the Bible. It'd be a fucking pamphlet by the time we were done.
Yeah.
No, it'll be more than that.
Maybe a little.
I'd say it'll be at least like 10 pages.
Yeah.
The silly, nonsensical story of Exodus, dude.
So, I don't know. Paul, you pulled this. What is this? This is fucking the story of baby Moses?
What?
Oh, yeah. I thought we might want to examine just the idea of baby Moses being thrown in the river.
All right. Let's take a
A
little look.
fucking basket down the fucking Nile River.
The story of baby Moses.
This is for kids, too.
Children's version. Look at that stupid fucking baby. Does everyone remember the story of Joseph and his coat of many colors? This story takes place many, many years after Joseph. Actually, it happened about 200 years later. Wow!
That's crazy.
The people who were from the family of Joseph were called Israelites or Hebrews. As it turns out, there were more and more Israelites than ever before.
As there will be when you let them breed.
The Israelites had children, and their children had children, and soon there were too many to count.
Were there really too many to count?
No.
I mean, they could count them.
Especially not for a Jew, you know?
Whoa, TJ.
Most of the
Whoa.
Israelites lived in Egypt. There's no evidence to support that, by the way.
Yeah, there's none.
Where there were also a lot of people called Egyptians. It's almost like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that Egypt has Egyptians in it? That's crazy. Too bad they couldn't all just see each other as the same. But as you'll soon find out, the Israelites and Egyptians were treated very differently.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, I like that, anyway.
Anyway.
A new king who was called Pharaoh came into power in Egypt. He didn't like it there were so many Israelites. Wait. Oh, yeah, okay. He's pissed there's so many Israelites. And he thought they would one day take over the land. He is Trump.
Yeah.
Except instead of, yeah, you're right, Paul. I apologize for saying you
Pharaoh
should say
Trump.
that earlier. Yeah, I see the fucking parallel. So he decided to make all the Israelites into slaves. Well, Trump just wants to fucking throw them out of the country and put up a big wall, so that's kind of a little different.
Well, it's a modern day Pharaoh.
He made them work from early in the morning till late at night doing very hard work. Even if they were tired, the Egyptians wouldn't give them a break. They would just make them work harder. It was very bad.
That does sound very bad.
That sounds pretty shitty, dude.
But, dude, I mean, if they were actually a threat in numbers, why didn't they just fuck these goddamn Egyptians up?
Because they were Jews.
Yeah, there ain't no money in ruthless slaughter, dude.
Not only that, but, like, just imagine a bunch of Woody Allens trying to fuck up some Egyptians. I mean, you know, it don't work. It just don't work, man. I'm sorry. That's why God chose Moses. He was like the toughest Jew. He's the one Charlton Heston Jew. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. He came into power. Pharaoh did all Pharaoh did all this, and he still wasn't happy. The Israelites were still growing in number, so he decided to make a law. If any boys were born to the Israelites, he would have them killed. All right. At this time, there was an Israelite couple who were expecting to have a baby. When they had a baby boy whose name would later be Moses, they decided to hide him because they wouldn't let anyone kill this beautiful, precious baby of theirs.
Why didn't they just leave?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think the baby was all that much safer just being put in a river.
They were fucking slaves, Paul. They couldn't just leave.
Why didn't the Jews... I mean, like, come on, dude. They were able to get away with having a kid. They could have snuck out.
They hid Moses for 3 months, but as he got older, he didn't sleep as much, and he cried louder than before. So his parents did the only thing they could do. They made a strong basket, sort of like a mini baby boat, and put blankets around the baby and placed the basket in some tall grass in the Nile River.
That was the only thing they could do.
That was their only fucking
option.
Nothing else
Can't
they could
leave.
fucking do.
Can't fucking think of anything else. The only thing they can think of to do is to put him in a fucking wicker basket by the fucking river.
What a great bunch of parents, dude. What a great example for other parents.
Baby Moses had a sister named Miriam. Couldn't they have just, like, dressed baby Moses up as a girl and been like, this is our daughter, Mosesisha, or some shit.
Mosesha.
And watched from a distance to see what would happen to her baby brother. While she was watching, she saw somebody coming. She realized it was Pharaoh's daughter and her servants. They were dressed like they were famous.
Because they were.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. And she had seen her before and remembered what she looked like. Okay. I mean, I gathered that much. That's kind of implied. Pharaoh's daughter had come for a swim. While she was swimming, she noticed a basket floating a little ways away in the tall grass. So she asked one of her servants to go see what it was. The girl brought the basket over to her, and when Pharaoh's daughter opened it, the light startled Moses, so he woke up and started to cry. What a sweet, beautiful little baby. It must be one of the Israelites, Pharaoh's daughter said to her servants.
Shouldn't she say...
So she knew.
Yeah.
Get a knife.
Yeah, kill
Get
it.
a knife.
As my father has
Not a live one
decreed,
here.
we must kill this thing.
Yeah.
Miriam had seen what had happened, and she hurried over and asked, would you like me to go find an Israelite woman to feed the baby for you?
Wait a minute. I didn't remember this part of the story.
So that's what I was telling you, dude.
So Miriam went over to them and was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
dude,
you
she-
found a baby, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. I was pretty sure this happened. Like, she runs over and is like, oh, yeah, baby.
What the fuck?"
Yes, go and find someone who can nurse the baby, she answered.
As we know, the daughter of the Pharaoh would often interact with slaves.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Why didn't she just go like, "All right, I'll find an Israelite woman to nurse this baby. Hey, mom, you want to nurse this baby and raise it like it's your own?"
Miriam ran as fast as she could and told her mother that Pharaoh's daughter had found him and wanted someone to come nurse him. They went and found Moses with Pharaoh's daughter, and she asked them, please help me and nurse this baby. I will pay you for helping me. She didn't realize that it was
that
actually
actually is
Moses'
what
mother.
happened.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. So leave it to the fucking Jews, dude. This woman got paid to be her own fucking to be a mother to Moses.
And she was never asked like why you produce milk.
Yeah, why do you got milk in your...
Dude.
Oh, well.
TJ, fucking Jews are brilliant, dude. They have a fucking kid. I'm just astonished by that, and they save the kid's life and get paid to raise their own kid.
So they scammed the Pharaoh into fucking
raising their kid and paying for it.
So they floated him 2 feet down the river, let the Pharaoh's family pull him out of the water, and then we're like, hey, you want us to take care of that kid for you? We'll do it. No problem. Boom.
Later, he became son to Pharaoh's daughter, and that's when she named him Moses, which means she got him out of the water.
You know how this story is bullshit? Because there would have been, the next day, there would have been 120 little babies floating down that river. And 120 Israeli mothers going, hey, I just happen to have milk going here. You want me to nurse that little basket baby you found? Come on, dude.
Oh, yeah. I think it's pretty legit, Paul.
See, I'm glad we looked a little deeper into baby Moses, because I didn't know all that bullshit.
Yeah, you
went
learned
down.
some new shit, Paul. Learned you some new fucking shit, dog.
Good old baby Moses. The luckiest Jew baby ever.
Oh, he's a lucky son of a bitch. All right, so they made a movie of Moses not too long ago. I forgot it even fucking existed, honestly. It was a Ridley Scott movie.
Exodus, Gods and Kings.
Oh, it's a horrible movie.
It was banned in Egypt, I guess, for historical inaccuracies. All right.
It's a work of fiction.
So, I mean, it's a Bible story, so yeah, obviously. Anyway, let's see what it says. Egypt has banned Christian Bale movie Exodus, Gods and Kings on grounds of historical inaccuracies. Like, what did they say? Ridley Scott's epic, based on the Bible, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But despite the Hollywood pulling power, the country's censors were unimpressed with the film's claim that an earthquake sparked the famous parting of the Red Sea rather than a divine miracle.
What?
And another suggesting that Jews built the pyramids. Well, I mean, the Bible says that part.
Yeah.
Parting of the Red... Yeah, so an earthquake caused the parting of the Red Sea in Exodus, Gods, and Kings. So that's cool. Exodus, Gods, and Kings is also believed to have been banned in Morocco. Like, what, you don't know? You can't check on that? With reports suggesting that officials chose to cancel screenings the day before the movie was due to premiere. Agence France Presse has speculated that Morocco does not want to screen the film because it's a largely Muslim country and Muslims believe that Moses is a prophet and hence should not be depicted on the big screen. What about the small screen? Is that okay? Scott angered film. Yeah, I remember this controversy about the race thing.
Yeah.
Right, because it was a bunch of white dudes.
Responding to months of criticism of the movie's apparent lack of ethnic diversity, the Gladiator director brushed off the outrage by insisting that had white actors not filled most of the key roles, his epic would have never gotten off the ground. Well, what about Black Panther then, Ridley Scott?
Yep.
Oh, checkmate.
Checkmate, bitch. There's also a pretty funny...
I love that quote. Read that quote, what he said about it.
What, this?
That, yeah.
I can't mount a film of this budget where I have to rely on tax rebates in Spain and say that my lead actor is Mohammed so-and-so from such and such, he told Variety. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Muhammad's, like, I got to disagree
I don't know,
with
man.
Ridley.
I think Mohammed so-and-so. Yeah,
yeah.
he's a good actor.
He's a talented actor. Doesn't have the big name draw of Christian Bale, but he's definitely got the talent.
Oh, yeah. So Christian Bale got in a little trouble, too, from Christians. Not a good idea when you're making a Christian movie, by the way. Christian Bale calls Moses barbaric schizophrenic ahead of Exodus release. I mean, like,
It makes sense.
I mean,
he
I
is, but-
agree, but if you're trying to sucker a bunch of dumb Christians into seeing your movie, you can't say that shit. Judging from the commentary at Christian websites, the faithful are optimistic that Fox's Exodus: Gods and Kings will be a bit more reverent than was Paramount's Noah. Though a quote that began making the rounds this week from Christian Bale, who plays Moses in the film, has thrown some water on that notion. I think the man was likely schizophrenic and one of the most barbaric individuals I've ever read about in my life, Bale said about Moses in front of a group of international reporters last month at the Four Seasons Hotel in Los Angeles.
How dare he? How dare he be honest about Moses?
Christianity Today was the first to report on the comments in a story published online Tuesday, and bloggers and others, many of whom have been cautiously enthusiastic about the movie, have been digesting them ever since. Damn. Film critic Peter Chataway at multi-faith website Pathos.com, for example, seems troubled because Bale speculates about what's going on in Moses' head.
Isn't that part of being an actor?
I mean, like, he's playing him in a movie, so, like, what choice does he fucking
not
have?
to mention, how would any of them know? I mean, his guess is just as good as yours.
What a bunch of cucks.
Bunch of whiny fucking faggots, dude. He was mean about Moses. That's his opinion on Moses. As a character, that's how he sees Moses. He's an actor. Like, what is he supposed to do? He's supposed to be like, I am Moses. I am totally good in all things and totally perfect.
So this is a map called the Route of the Exodus. So this is, I guess this is, what is this?
I mean, that's the route that biblical scholars think that the Israelites took out of Egypt
To the promised
where
land.
they finally settled near Canaan.
I mean, that doesn't seem very far.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would take 40 years for sure. And it doesn't look like they did much wandering either. It looks like they took a pretty well-traveled route along the edge of the sea.
Is that how long they say they were in the desert for 40 years?
40
Yeah.
years, yeah.
Crazy.
They wandered the desert, and the numbers of them, too, is pretty staggering. Like, if you run how many Israelites were supposed to be in there, like, it's somewhere around 2 million people. So there were 2 million people wandering around the Sinai Peninsula for 40 years, leaving no evidence of their passing.
Wow.
Yet there are tiny little nomadic tribes of people that lived all over the area that left tons of evidence of their being there.
Yeah, Paul, you're not convinced that there's not... And this is supposed to happen, what, like 3,000 years ago?
How does it take 40
Yeah.
years to fucking walk that
So
road?
3,000 years ago, 2 million people walking through the fucking desert basically left no trace of any kind. Or any of these settlements, they were at a mountain. There's no trace of them
Nope.
being there. No, like, arrowheads, no fucking tools, nothing fucking...
Nothing that can't be attributed to some other fucking nomadic tribe that lived in the area.
There's no evidence at all.
Misattributed.
Jesus, TJ.
I mean, they're
like if you go to Rome, or you go to Italy, there's a bunch of remnants from the Roman Empire or Africa, for that matter,
Yeah,
in Egypt. Yeah.
it's just a phantom here. There's also a bunch of controversy about the crossing, because that's one of the things that people find most unbelievable about the story is the Red Sea. And so a lot of biblical apologists say that, oh, no, it's not the Red Sea, it's the Reed Sea, which is actually a marshy part of the Red Sea that would dry out, during the natural flooding cycle of the Nile. So they're just saying that, oh, no, it wasn't like the whole sea parted and everybody went across it. It was just a marsh that dried up enough for them to walk across it. Now, how
but-
all the Pharaoh's men died
Yeah.
in the Reed Sea, I don't know. But that's a lot of the apologetics you hear about it.
Yeah, but the apologetics, I mean, it's right there in the Bible. It's right there. I mean, unless you just disagree with the version of events. Like you said, if they crossed the marsh, why would the fucking Egyptians die in a marsh?
Yep, it doesn't make sense. But they're trying to make it something that could have possibly happened.
Well, doesn't it say in the Bible they were swallowed up by the sea?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, if they crossed the marsh, that doesn't qualify.
I don't know why they try to. I mean, like, if you believe in the story, why do you need a fucking logical explanation like that? Shouldn't you just be like, God did it, and that's just that's how it is.
God done did it.
You don't like it? That's what happened. God did it.
I mean, a lot of people try and counter people's natural skepticism when they hear a bullshit story like that by trying to make it fit into reality in various ways. That's just one aspect of Christian apologetics.
Actually, what they did, Paul, is they built a fucking bridge. So they built a bridge, but God told them how to build the bridge, and then they crossed the Red Sea, and then the Egyptians tried to cross, but God's like, nuh-uh, and he broke the bridge and they all drowned.
Yep.
You know, it's like, why do you need to explain it? Just say, God is beyond humanity. He's beyond all of us. His power is beyond us. So, whoa, that's awesome.
That's the excuse they use every damn fucking for every stupid story anyway. Well, we don't understand how God works, so
Who does? God's pretty cool. He knows how to rock it. But hail Satan, because he's better.
I like the fucking tomato guy better.
No, Tomato Guy's dead.
What?
He's dead,
He's
dude?
dead.
Why'd you kill tomato guy?
He's dead, dude. I didn't. Who said I killed him? I just said he was dead.
Your tomato is dead.
So here's a here's a comprehensive list from Skeptics Annotated Bible of the
Oh, God.
contradictions within Exodus.
Cool.
Pretty,
I'm sure there's not a whole bunch.
Oh, no.
pretty extensive. Let's see, how many are there? There's 54.
Oh.
Just 54.
A couple.
That's the only amount. That's all the contradictions in Exodus. Don't worry about it. Not too bad. Doing pretty good.
Go to number 11, dude. That's the perfect one.
Number 11, huh? Who hardened the Pharaoh's heart? Oh my God, it's all over the place. Let's see. And the Lord said to Moses, when thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand, but I will harden his heart, that he shall not let the people go. Why are you doing that?
That doesn't make any sense, Lord.
Why are you doing that, God? That don't make a whole lot of sense. But look, I mean, apparently there's other parts where it says that, you know, he did do it, you know? Pharaoh, I will harden Pharaoh. Yeah, that's God taking credit again. So where's one of it saying that Pharaoh did it without God? And he hardened the Pharaoh's heart. Okay, so it's still blaming it on God here.
Yep.
I wish they would just divide it into...
Yeah.
You know, maybe they will if I fucking
I'm saying just click on that.
click on the actual thing here.
Yeah,
Okay, so
there
this
you
is
go.
the ones that say that God. These are all the verses that say God hardened his heart.
And how the Pharaoh did.
But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, he hardened his heart. And Pharaoh's heart hardened, blah, blah, blah. So so there's all the ones that said God did it. There's all the ones that say Pharaoh did it. It seems like the consensus is God.
Well, at least there's more saying that, but you can't have a consensus.
Is incest forbidden? Yes. No.
No, maybe.
Nah.
Another contradiction
It's fine.
in the fucking Bible. Can God be tempted?
Where does it say that? Which one's that?
Number 26.
26. Can God be tempted? Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man.
But then it can be.
Ye shall not tempt the Lord your God. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses and said, give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, why chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? Well, it says he can't be tempted with evil. So, I mean, you know, I don't know if that's necessarily a contradiction.
Whatever, dude. You're making obviously it's a contradiction, TJ.
Does God desire animal sacrifices?
Does he?
Yes and no. 37.
Yep.
37. Yes. Quite extensively.
Oh, and then
No.
no.
Nah, he doesn't want them. So, I mean, it's all over the place.
Yeah, I advise you guys to check this out yourself. I mean, any major Bible story, you can just go and just pick through, and this is pretty much just what you'll find for every single one.
Does God respect anyone?
No.
God has some respect for some people. God respects no one. Fuck you.
For the Lord your God regardeth not persons.
Damn.
God is no respecter of persons. I mean, that's pretty fucking clear. Like, the Bible is usually pretty ambiguous, but that's not there. It's like, nope, God don't respect you at all.
He regardeth them not. Damn.
Just someone comes over your house, I regardeth you not, Paul.
Yeah.
They've made quite a few movies about Exodus. I'm assuming that most of the movies probably leave out the long, boring, going through the desert and making furniture part.
You know why, though? I mean, obviously she did, because the Jews run Hollywood.
Well, yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, no one's really interested in this terrible fucking story.
Man, I wish this article was more just like, here's them all in a little list, but it's not.
Well, there was just a picture that I pulled of those.
Oh, well, it didn't. The link I have is to the article itself.
Gonna blame Paul, huh?
But, all right, I'll just open the picture because I think I see it. Is this one, right?
Yeah, just a picture of all the Moseses.
Mosai.
Who's the best Moses? I mean, Heston's Moses
Charlton
is fucking
Heston, dude.
glorious.
Christian Bale just looks like...
You know what? The first one actually looks like a Jew, though.
Yeah, the first one is definitely probably the most historically accurate-looking Moses.
I mean, I don't know what he looked
So
like if he even existed.
Number
but-
1, too accurate. Number 2, that's about just right. Number 3,
That's
no.
like manly
Looks
Moses.
like number 3, like that cartoon that they made. The people in it look alien.
Yeah, they look pretty weird.
Like, why? Look how long the bridge of his nose is. Why?
Christian Bale just looks like... Yeah, I mean, he said barbaric and schizophrenic, and he pretty much looks it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm convinced.
I've never seen any of these movies.
I've seen the first 2.
Yeah, I haven't even seen those.
Both of them were actually made by Cecil B. DeMille, too, decades apart. The first one was made in, I think, 1929 as a silent film. And then in the 50s, I think 56 or 57 or something.
He remade it.
He remade it with Charlton Heston. Yeah, I think Charlton Heston is the best Moses, easily.
Like I said, I have no opinion because I haven't even seen this shit, but...
The first guy looks like he could also be Nostradamus, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. When are we get a fucking Nostradamus movie in here? All right, so...
Thank you, dude.
I realized something. I was actually doing a ideology stream before YouTube shut it fucking down.
The fucking coughing, TJ. The coughing hour with TJ.
The plagues of Egypt have descended
It's one of the
upon
plagues,
TJ.
dude. The first plague is coughing.
All right, come on, TJ. Spit it out.
So, shut up.
You shut up. Then he fucking takes a swig of his fucking drink, dude.
Yeah, why would he take a swig of his drink after coughing? Yeah, how unnatural to try to get some liquid in my throat.
Well, I know why you're coughing, though, TJ, and it's all of your own doing, bitch.
It's not.
So smoking fucking a pack of cigarettes a day is not your own doing?
Well, I don't think it's the cigarettes right now that's making me cough, but
Oh, then you should fucking share, bitch.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Where's Moses' burning bush
Yeah,
over
I know,
here, dude?
dude.
Man, that's too far. You guys are too
fuck
far.
you, then. I'm going to worship the golden calf.
I don't
bitch.
feel like journeying
Golden
40
calf.
days and 40.
Golden calf! Golden calf! We ain't got no bush over
Yeah,
here.
we ain't no fucking bush, bitch.
I could probably find you guys a golden calf.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, give me a
Yeah,
golden
give us
calf.
a golden calf.
Me and Paul want a golden fucking calf to worship, dude.
Yeah, because this fucking your god sucks, dude.
Yeah, your God doesn't fucking give a
What,
shit.
Moses is the only one that gets any burning bush?
Here you go. Hold on, I got you
All
one.
right, cool.
What a bunch of dog shit. Yeah, yes, golden
Yes.
calf. Ha, ha, ha.
We worship you, golden calf.
Go, golden calf.
I wish the golden calf religion would have won. We'd live in a really crazy world, dude.
Yeah, dude. That'd be awesome.
The golden calf religion.
I
ended
wonder
up
what the
being one.
tenets of golden calfism would be.
Did
I
always-
think in the story, they like they're like the golden calf is all about like debauchery and shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's all about
man,
like fucking and like they're all fucking
Dude.
and they're worshiping and they're sacrificing
Golden
things to him.
TJ, don't you fight a golden calf in like Earthbound or something?
You do, I think.
Yeah, dude, that's a fucking crazy.
Pretty
ass
sure you
name.
do. I don't remember exactly, but it sounds like something that would be in Earthbound.
Yeah, there's a lot of biblical shit in Earthbound.
But you know, I realized something. I was doing this ideology stream, and I was talking about Batman Returns for some goddamn reason, and I realized the fucking penguin is fucking Moses, dude.
Yeah, this kind of blew my mind when you told me about it.
Yeah,
earlier.
like I was like, holy shit. Okay, so it was like we were talking about baby Moses, I think, in the fucking river. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of like the penguin. And then I'm like, oh, wait, he wanted to kill all the firstborn of Gotham. They were totally referencing Moses with this.
I didn't even, I never realized it all these years.
I mean, and it's so blatant. I feel fucking like such a dumb shit that all these years I never picked up on, like, oh, it's Moses.
Dude, Oswald Cobblepot is just the unsuccessful Moses.
So his parents, they put him in the fucking river.
For different reasons.
For very different reasons.
I thought they put him in the sewer.
Well, they put him in a river that led to the sewer,
okay.
but they both Oswald Cobblepot and Moses were both found and adopted. You know, Moses was adopted by royalty in the Pharaoh. The penguin was adopted by the penguins that actually lived in the fucking Gotham sewer for some reason.
Yeah, it makes no sense, but all right.
They both gathered a tribe of people around them, and then they both fucking kill the firstborn of their respective area. Moses does it with the power of God. Penguin tries to do it, but he's stopped by Batman, who I guess is Ramses in this fucking scenario. He's the fucking... Batman is the Pharaoh. I guess Max Shrek could be God. I don't fucking know. It's pretty weird, the parallels there, though. But anyway, it's a nice segue into the fucking Penguin.
More Moses.
More Moses.
More Moses mythology.
So, Batman Returns. I think it was a pretty good movie, at least for the time. I've checked it out like a year or two ago, and I really didn't think it held up that great for me. But I never really cared for the Michael Keaton Batman, but I really did enjoy Danny DeVito's Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
Danny DeVito as the Penguin stole the fucking movie.
Oh yeah,
totally. He's way better. Like, I just felt Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne is just like, he's very milquetoast. He's not that. There's nothing really that unique or special about him. I'm just kind of
except when he's a fucking psycho killer. Well, let me show you a little quick clip of the fucking Penguin here, because I think it's pretty interesting. I don't know how copyright protected these are, so I'm just gonna put them up here. Hopefully that'll make it a little safer.
It's a short clip anyway. It should.
It is pretty short. So here's a little scene where the Penguin's gonna get up to some mischief. And that chick has fucking huge boobs.
Nothing wrong with that.
Who are you?
Wouldn't you be more like, ah?
Yeah.
Whoa, come in to that.
Well, he said they were talent scouts or some shit.
I don't think I'd believe that.
Yeah, that looks like a talent scout.
Hammer or something?
Say cheese.
Cheese.
Damn.
Whoa.
Pretty brutal stuff. But, you know, he's the villain. He's supposed to be brutal. But you know what? Batman is a brutal, sadistic killer in this fucking movie.
Really?
Like, check this out. Check this shit out right here.
I think I know what scene you're gonna play.
I got a couple, actually. So check this shit out. Here's Batman. He's about to encounter a fucking enemy. But this enemy don't pose no fucking threat to Batman, all right? I guess we'll just play... This is the more drastic example. There's another scene earlier in the movie where Batman is being attacked by a dude who's, like, spitting fire at the Batmobile, poses no threat to him. Batman turns the Batmobile around, uses the fucking big jet on the back to just, like, incinerate the dude.
Sweet. Yeah, that's not very
I'm
Batman.
like, goddamn, Batman's brutal. Here's another thing. This guy is no match for Batman. But watch what Batman does.
I think it might be a rather explosive situation.
Wilhelm scream right there.
Yeah, go ahead and hit me.
He really went out with a bang.
Damn.
Like, what did that dude do to deserve to die?
Yeah, to get
Yeah,
Al Qaeda.
That's what I'm saying. I knew that's the scene you were talking about, where he just he throws that guy down, and he fucking explodes.
Isn't Batman's thing like he doesn't kill?
Batman's revised his policy for this movie.
Not in the Tim Burton version.
Do you have
I guess.
the incineration scene?
I had it, but for some reason it fucking is not here anymore. So.
I think that like the Tim Burton Batmans treated the Bat villains better than any of the other films, and that's why I like them better than any of the other Batman adaptations.
What?
I think the Joker was treated. I mean, maybe he
I don't
got
know.
a decent treatment in the fucking
I
Nolan
was gonna say,
version.
in the Nolan version, I think the Joker got a pretty good
But
treatment.
I'm just saying, like, as a cohesive set of movies, with the Keaton Batmans, the Burton Batmans, if you look at both of them really, really paid good attention to their villain in a way that a lot of the other Batman franchise movies did not.
Well, after Tim Burton lost the directing gig for the third movie, it was taken over by Joel Schumacher because they wanted something that was more family friendly. They wanted some more family friendly shit, right?
Right.
I mean, but I think to Paul's other point, though, I mean, I don't necessarily agree because I mean, Bane was a huge focus of The Dark Knight Rises. The Joker was, was the focus of.
I mean, yeah, but Bane sucked,
I mean, Bane sucked,
and they treated him like shit.
I'll agree that Jack Nicholson.
I don't
agree.
I don't agree that Bane sucked.
What?
I thought he was pretty cool when you could fucking understand what he was saying.
But you barely,
I'm talking about their treatment of him.
Well, yeah, I mean, like him dying like a bitch.
I mean,
That
dude,
was horrible.
that was one of the worst fucking. I mean, dude, that fight scene was a joke.
The entire theater when that happened was just kind of like you could tell it was supposed to be like this big yeah moment, but instead it was just like
We shoot Bane. What?
Bane, and then Bane gets shot and dies. The end.
No, you don't shoot.
Oh, it
Bane.
turns out that this bitch is the real villain.
Fucking
What?
You kick the Batman kicks the shit out of Bane and beats him to fucking death.
I
if
do have a
anything.
complaint because it's like they fucking do the. They I mean, like, I understand his voice probably would be muffled by that mask, but they didn't have to keep that. Like, you can fucking cheat a little.
Yeah.
Darkness territory.
It's like, I mean, Darth Vader had a helmet. He didn't go around like, look at the film.
I mean, none of the Burton villains are really like, they don't stick super strong to canon. They diverge a lot from what
I don't know. His Joker was pretty close to some comic book.
What do you think
depictions
of
the Joker.
Michael Keaton as Batman, though?
I like Keaton's Batman
The most?
Well, I think that the movies are the best. I think that I guess I'd have to say I like Keaton the best out of all the Batmans. I mean, I don't like Christian Bale's Batman because the gravelly voice thing that he does, and it just gets worse over the films too.
It does too.
It's like in the Dark Knight, the first Dark Knight, it's pretty bad, and then it just gets like by the third one, he's it's like I liked that Keaton's Batman had kind of a sense of humor that you don't really expect Batman to have. He was kind of the comic relief, whereas a lot of times the villains would be looked to for that.
A lot of people feel, though.
Do you
would
know
say-
that? All right, go ahead.
Don't you think a lot of people feel that The Dark Knight is the best Batman movie, though?
It is.
But it has
Well,
it has the shittiest villain, Ra's al Ghul.
That's Batman
That's
Begins.
Batman Begins.
Oh, Batman Begins.
No, the
okay.
Joker-
It's fucking straight, Paul.
Well, whatever.
The Joker is the villain in The Dark Knight.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a pretty
mean,
transcendent Joker performance.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
Well,
I
hold
mean,
on. And that actually, that I think that he reinvented the Joker a lot more than Nicholson did.
He
for that.
definitely
But
did.
I think but when you talk about Burton's interpretation of the Penguin and Catwoman, those are pretty fucking radically different than what the comic books were giving you at the time.
The origin stories are all different too. Like the Joker might be close to the comic book adaptation, but the story of how he became the Joker is not. The Joker isn't known in the comic books who he is. And in the first Batman film, the Joker's given a whole backstory.
Yeah.
And you find out who he is and how he became the Joker.
Well, the whole him falling in the chemicals thing was from the comics because it actually had him as a villain called the Red Hood that was, punched by Batman and fell into the vat and turned into the Joker. But
that's interesting.
The whole Jack Napier thing, like the mob shit, that was all, a contrivance of Burton's. I mean, Burton's Batman movies, I think, are probably my favorite visually. And definitely way better than the Joel Schumacher shit. And do you guys want to know, I always thought that it was bad box office that promulgated them to the Warner Brothers to stop it.
Batman Returns was successful.
I knew it was successful, but I thought, I'd always heard that it was because they were underwhelmed with how it did. Look, here's a fucking example here. This is Batman. Huge hit. 251 million domestic, 160 million foreign, 411 million worldwide total on a $35 million budget.
What year did it come out?
89.
89. Well, that's a huge hit.
I think it was the biggest movie that year. Batman Returns, a few years later, much larger budget, 80 million. Didn't make quite as much. 162 million domestic, 103 foreign, 266 million overall.
Still a hit, though.
So then they fucking bring in Joel Schumacher, and he actually does raise the box office gross. Had a bigger budget, too. But then by the time of his second outing, it declined even further down.
Well,
than,
I mean,
I
Batman.
mean, all of these did way better than I thought.
I mean,
though.
Batman and Robin. That was a horrible movie. That's just a terrible. That's probably the worst Batman movie.
It was actually fucking McDonald's.
McDonald's.
You see this fucking? I had this toy. I remember going.
Yeah.
I remember having this as a kid. This is for the McDonald's penguin toy. But it turns out that McDonald's kind of fucked the movie franchise because they saw this shit and they were like, "How the fuck are we supposed to make a Happy Meal toy out of that?" That was the fucking big driving force.
So the penguin was too disgusting.
Yeah, they're like, the penguin is gross. You know, we want more family-friendly shit that we can make fucking toys out of. So that was the whole driving force behind it. Like, here's Tim Burton says here, I think I upset McDonald's. They asked, what's that black stuff coming out of the penguin's mouth? We can't sell Happy Meals with that.
Yet again, giant corporations ruin an artistic vision.
Here's Burton talking about it a little more. It was a weird reaction to Batman Returns because half the people thought it was lighter than the first one and half the people thought it was darker. I think the studio just thought it was too weird. They wanted to go with something more child or family friendly. In other words, they didn't want me to do another one.
I mean, let's be honest. Half the people were wrong then because Batman Returns is pretty markedly darker, in my opinion, than the first Batman.
I think there's little doubt in my mind. I don't know what Tim Burton is smoking. Half the people, I think he's making up that half of the people.
Yeah.
I don't think that half of the people fucking exists. But that movie was definitely darker. Batman does kill some motherfuckers in the first Batman. But it's always kind of like
accidental,
or like in a life or death struggle. Like he's threatened, so he has to kill them.
He has no choice.
In Batman Returns, he just wastes a few motherfuckers that he could have easily dealt with,
Batman,
without killing them. He's just like, I just want to kill him.
In the scenes we watch, Batman kills for fun, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he fucking
smirks
before he
afterwards.
blows that fat dude up. He's like, hey, I'm about to kill you, bitch.
That's what I liked, though, about Keaton's Batman, is that you could tell he enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like, the other Batmans always seem to be so conflicted about being Batman and how it's like, it's a big imposition. But, like, Keaton's Batman seemed like while he was out there kicking ass, he was having fun. And I liked that about Batman. I liked him having that kind of an edge to him.
Well, Val Kilmer and Christian Bale were just super serious Batmans. Like, Batman is like this. He's super serious, and he's so torn and so conflicted.
And then when they tried to go back to a comic Batman with George Clooney, it just didn't work.
George Clooney, it's got to be the worst.
Easily the worst Batman.
I think that the villains, as good as they were under Burton, they got so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Under Schumacher.
Oh, dude, Two-Face. I mean, Tommy Lee Jones is a good actor, but that's a horrible fucking role.
And I think it's
Horrible
really sad, too,
performance.
because, like, the Riddler, I think that fucking with the right script and the right directorial vision, the Riddler with fucking Jim Carrey at the helm could have been a fucking... I think both of those villains, cast as they were, could have worked in a better universe.
It was weird, because, like, I remember there's this story about how, Jim Carrey went up to Tommy. Like they didn't get along at all. He went up to him in the fucking restaurant and gave him a hug. And Tommy Lee Jones just whispers in his ears like, I hate you. I cannot sanction your buffoonery. But if you watch that movie, they both give the same over the top performance. Like they're both acting like fucking buffoons. I don't know if it was Tommy Lee Jones is like. She sees what Jim Carrey's doing. Is like, you ain't chewing my scenery, bitch. I'm gonna be even more over the top. So they're trying to like outdo each other in like over the top, zany, animated, crazy performances. It's like, wow, calm it down, motherfuckers.
I didn't know that. So
well, Joel
Tommy Lee
Schumacher-
Jones was like mad
Oh,
at
yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, they notoriously hated each
Dude,
other. Well, at least Tommy Lee Jones hated Jim Carrey.
But
anyway.
fucking Joel Schumacher as a director was just way too over the top with the characters. He should have recognized that and prevented that from happening. But it was like,
I mean, I feel like he
it was encouraged.
I feel like he showed a little bit of restraint, at least with Batman Forever. But by the time it got to Batman and Robin, he
What?
totally lost the plot.
Oh, okay. No, I see what you're saying. I misunderstood you. Like it was like Batman and Robin. I was like, what? No, with Mr. Freeze, dude. Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was the most ridiculous.
That was a terrible cast.
he was the most ridiculous Batman villain. I mean, like I love it.
As much as I hate that I
love it as a comedic.
Yeah,
thing.
like it's great that it exists, but it sucks that that's what happened.
Oh no, as a serious performance, it's horrible.
I think Mr. Freeze could have been a way cooler character.
Watch
total miscast.
Get it? Get
Yeah.
He was ice cold.
Honestly, the animated series did give a pretty good interpretation of Mr. Freeze.
Oh god, yeah, they did.
Who had never been really a very good character in the comics, just kind of a lame like Freeze.
And
power
remember,
villain.
didn't they actually steal that storyline for the movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they did, and they couldn't even pull it off.
Well, I mean, like they decided that the best way for Mr. Freeze to go was to make endless ice puns. Ice-based puns that's the formula that's gonna win.
I just think that Tim Burton was a brilliant choice for the initial director of Batman because, like, if he's got any specialty, it's the dark fairy tale. And I would never have thought to try and portray Batman as a dark fairy tale, but it works so well in those first two films. That kind of feeling of unreality that's draped over everything, the feeling that, this is something out of a Mother Goose, story, stays there, but it remains gritty enough that you're invested in it as an adult. And then they took it to Schumacher, and it went totally kid nonsense.
I mean, like, it's just night and day what they fucking do with it. Oh, shit. What are
God.
you doing back here?
Hello. I have a few things to say about the penguin, if that is okay with you.
Go ahead, stupid tomato creature.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Yes.
I am very offended by what you have just said.
You are?
Yes, tomato people like me have been ridiculed for time immemorial. Since time immemorial, we have been ridiculed by people like you.
You got something to say about the penguin or what?
Who's the penguin?
Do you
What
worship
are you talking? Why are we talking about aquatic birds?
So-
tomato dude? Do you worship the golden calf?
I think that he's here to compete.
Is he?
Yes, I'm here to compete for your worship.
So what do you got as a package of as a god?
See how the golden calf sits still.
Yeah.
See how he does absolutely nothing. See how he does not speak in his own defense. Would you not rather worship a tomato with a good sense of rhythm? Bop, 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 bop. Let's see you do that, cow. I'll wait.
I don't think the cow's
Bop.
gonna do it.
I don't think
Bop,
he
bop,
is either.
Bop 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 bop.
Do 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 do.
The cow is
Do,
clearly
do, do.
just a
Bop, bop,
statue.
do.
Bop bop bop.
Do,
I am an
do, do, do.
entity.
Bop bop bop. Dude, I'm sold on the fucking golden calf, though. I mean, he's made of gold.
I'll worship the tomato.
I mean, look, the tomato. I mean, he's. Oh, dude, they're fucking. Let's get it on.
oh
dude,
yes,
oh.
golden calf. Oh, the golden calf. I will say one thing about this god. He's got a rod.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I didn't put the fucking
Totally.
creepy tomato up.
You asked. You told me. Yes, you did. You asked for him
So,
back.
TJ, do you actually know what the plot of this movie is? We're gonna talk about the movie.
The plot of Batman Returns?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the plot of Batman Returns.
Well, we're talking about Batman Returns, so why don't you actually fucking tell the people what the plot is?
Well, I just figured we already pretty much looked over most of it, but I guess we could tell them the plot of the movie if they don't
Yeah.
want to watch it for themselves. So, Oswald Cobblepot, a.k.a. the Penguin's parents, drop him in the fucking sewer because he's a mutant freak that looks like shit.
He's got flippers.
Yeah, he's got flippers and a weird nose.
He's
and
got
shit.
he's got crab hands, dude.
Yeah, he's got.
He grows up in the
Crab
sewer,
people.
starts leading a fucking gang. I think they're called like the Red Triangle Gang
Yeah,
or
yeah,
some
yes,
bullshit.
right.
And they're all made up of like clowns and circus people, which seems more like Jokerish, but whatever.
And they then they go to attack like the mayor or something.
Yeah, they attack the city. They go wreak havoc. Batman puts a stop to them.
Then he runs for mayor, right?
Yeah, well,
He holds them hostage.
what he does is he fucking stages him saving the mayor's baby and becomes
Yeah, that's
a
what it is.
becomes accepted by society, and then he fucking goes. He says he wants to look up where he came from. And he goes to the record bureau to try to figure out who he is, but he's actually there to write down the names of the firstborn children of fucking Gotham so that he can kill them. But he then Max Schreck, played by Christopher Walken, approaches him about using his popularity to become mayor. So the Penguin puts his other plans aside, says, you know what, fuck it, maybe I'll be mayor
because
instead.
Shrek wants to build some evil power plant that's going to drain the city of all the power and give him control.
Yeah, he's building some kind of evil MacGuffin bullshit.
Yeah.
And so Oswald runs for mayor. Meanwhile, there's Catwoman's on the loose.
Oh yeah,
she
discovers Shrek's plot and he kills her.
And he kills her.
Or tries
and then
to kill her.
Cats come and bring her back to life, and she destroys her apartment in a pretty cool scene.
That's a really weird scene too, because she falls out of the window and she's bleeding and shit, and the cats come and they start like licking her blood
and biting her,
and like they nibble on her and shit.
And I guess they imbue her with the powers of the cat. Which is weird because there's nothing supernatural really in any of the Batman movies except for that.
The fucking power of pussy, dude.
I guess so. And then she teams up with the fucking Penguin to try to fuck with Batman. Eventually, Batman exposes the Penguin for what he is, and then he says, fuck being mayor, I'm going to revert back to my original plan. And then he sends his goons out and some penguins armed with missiles.
That's a pretty awesome scene.
Yeah, to go kill the firstborn children of Gotham.
Oh, dude, I love that. The fucking penguins with the missiles on the back launching and shit.
Yeah, Batman fucking stops him, of course. Meanwhile, Batman's fallen in love with Catwoman in a weird subplot that doesn't tie in too much to the main plot, honestly. But
kind of until the end.
Yeah, at the end they all end up in a showdown together in the sewer.
Dude, the way fucking Max Schreck, whatever his name is, gets killed is beautiful too. Though.
Yeah, the Catwoman gives him the kiss of death with a taser. He gets so fried that his head is just like this charred crisp.
That's
pretty crazy.
Cool.
And she only has the whole thing with her is that she actually has 9 lives, and she loses them throughout the movie. How she knows she only has 9 lives, I don't know.
She's
Doesn't
a cat.
matter.
Everybody knows Cat has 9 lives. TJ.
Well, yeah, I don't know how she knows it's operating on that logic, but it's a fucking Tim Burton movie, so whatever.
It's also a kind of a cool conceit for a villain. Like, she's kind of a side villain in this film, and she fails a bunch of times. And but she's still allowed to come back and continue trying and shit. I like that.
Yeah, and her and Batman have a relationship. Obviously, it doesn't work out. She ends up, the Penguin dies. His death's pretty interesting. He gets fucked up. He falls in the water. He comes back out, and you think maybe he's got one more last hurrah in him, but then he just kind of...
The black shit comes out. Is all coming out of his fucking mouth.
Yeah, and
shit.
he takes a fucking drink, and then he fucking just keels over dead, and his little penguins come, and they act as pallbearers and bring his body into the water.
Yeah, dude, I love that scene. What is he like? He's like, I want a cool drink or something.
Yeah, he's like, first a cold drink of ice water.
Yeah, dude, that's a beautiful scene.
And then he just dies.
And then he has almost like a Viking thing. The penguins just fucking take him, and then that's just the end of him. And it's like, wow, that's awesome.
It really is a good movie. Honestly, I haven't watched it.
I mean,
in a long
honestly,
time.
it's probably better in your memory than it actually is.
I'll have to watch it again.
It really, a lot of it, honestly, doesn't work that fucking well. Like, I don't know
what parts about it don't work.
It's visually cool, but I mean, the acting is kind of super hammy throughout.
It is hokey.
A lot of the characters are way more over the top than you probably remember them being. And I mean, I don't know. The Penguins parts are pretty interesting. Catwoman's parts are pretty interesting, but when neither of them is on the screen, it's not really that great. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it again. It's been a long time.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's really not bad. It's just not.
I mean, I think it's just the
not
idea
great.
of it has grown on me since more Batmans have been made. I think it looks better reflected against some of the other Batmans that have been made.
I mean, it definitely reflects well against the Schumacher ones, and probably the third entry into the Nolan.
But
movies.
I'd have to say that also. Paul was probably like what 12 years old when you saw this movie.
What year did it come out?
92.
I would have been 12.
So I mean, the ones we saw, by the time we were that age, that was Joel Schumacher territory, which was kind of just like George Clooney. That was a terrible movie. the Bat fucking credit card and shit. It was no.
The Bat credit card. I've forgotten about
Don't-
the Bat.
don't leave
Never
home-
leave home without it. Oh my God, kill me now.
Oh, you love that decision.
The Bat card, dude.
Bat card.
Oh, fuck me.
That was one of the most intelligent decisions in all of cinema.
I'm pretty sure MasterCard or Visa or whatever probably released a promotional Bat card as well for the movie.
Oh, dude, there were so many fucking tie-ins to those Joel Schumacher ones. Remember Taco Bell had a tie-in. That was a big one.
That was one of the cool things about the Batman movies, though, because even the fucking Tim Burton ones, dude, merchandising out the fucking asshole.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. Used in commercials, you know what I mean? There were all kinds of tie-in commercials for it when it came out. Toys and fucking apparel and towels and just like everything was Batman for years after that.
I mean, Batman was always, especially around the Burton films, just a huge piece of mass merchandise, like lunchboxes, all that shit. Anything you could slap the Bat logo on, they fucking did.
It was a big cultural thing, though, too. I remember everybody was nuts for that first movie. I mean, it was just all anybody was talking about for months and months and months and months. So I guess it came at the right time.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I just never... I'm not really that impressed with either of the Burton Batman movies, but... maybe I'm just not the fucking target audience for it for whatever reason.
It might just be that you were... do you remember watching them as a kid?
Oh, I was big into them as a kid, but not as an adult. I don't know. Just they don't cast the spell on me.
I tend to hold on to my childhood movies a lot harder than you do, I think.
Maybe.
If I liked it as a kid, there's a good chance I still like it.
I still really like...
The fucking Goonies is evidence of that.
I still really like Jack Nicholson's Joker. I still really like Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. I still really
saying-
like Danny DeVito's
You're
Penguin.
saying with these movies, the Tim Burton films, there's elements you like, but
Usually the villains, but I don't really like much else.
But it doesn't come together enough for you to actually enjoy them.
I think it's
because
because I just fucking hate Michael Keaton as Batman so fucking much.
What is it about him?
There's just a blandness to him that I just
Blandness?
hate. Yeah, he's so fucking bland. I
I
feel
would
like
say blandness typifies the later Batmans.
honestly, I've never been very satisfied with the depiction of Batman on the big screen.
but until Ben Affleck, of course, right?
Obviously Affleck's great.
How would you write Batman differently? How would you have him portrayed that you haven't gotten to see?
I don't know, man. I feel like honestly, you're gonna. I know you're gonna hate this, and probably you're gonna disagree strongly. But I think Val Kilmer got it the closest. It was a terrible movie, but I think that he started fucking with the trauma shit. But even that wasn't far enough. I think for me to really give a shit about the Batman movie, it has to play up just how fucked up he actually is.
I don't think the Nolan films ignored the trauma either, though.
No, but Batman is fucked up inside. You gotta fucking remember that about Batman. He might have his shit together on one level, but on another level, he's emotionally shut off from other people.
I feel maybe
he drives everyone away. He's very fucking distant.
See, that's your interpretation about that. That's the Batman you
No,
want to see.
that's the Batman that exists in the comic books when I was growing up. So.
Well, no, I understand that, but I'm saying, but that's the interpretation of Batman you want to see.
Go read some fucking late 90s and early 2000s Batman comics, and that's pretty much the Batman I want to see.
The darker Batman.
Yeah, he was because he was
Michael
super fucking
Keaton's-
edgy.
Michael Keaton's Batman faced his parents' death and shit in the films. There were flashbacks and nods to the fact that he had the dark past.
It was like Harry Potter level fucking trauma.
I think what Paul is saying is Paul kind of likes that Batman isn't just super serious. That's
Sure.
The more stoic he gets, the less I like him.
Yeah.
Now, he has to be a certain amount of stoic to be Batman.
Of course, yeah, you
But
have to have that.
I liked Keaton's portrayal because I felt Bruce Banner in there. In the other Batman portrayals, I feel a stark difference
You
between...
felt Bruce Banner. You felt the whole...
I felt him right up inside of me. No, I felt Bruce Banner coming through when he put the cowl on. When he was out there as Batman, I could
Bruce
still
Banner
see it was
is
the same guy.
Dude, Bruce Banner is
The
the
Hulk.
dude.
You're saying
Bruce Banner.
Yes.
Fuck. You know what I mean.
I was like Paul.
Bruce Wayne is Batman.
We said inside of
wrong,
him.
Bruce.
Inside of him, maybe he's going with some Hulk.
No, I
analogy.
couldn't tell why you guys were correcting me. I was like, shut up. What are you talking about? The Hulk. You're talking about Bruce Banner, the Batman.
Because you're naming the Hulk.
I got the wrong Bruce, but you get my drift.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I could see Bruce Wayne in Keaton's Batman, and it felt like a cohesive performance. And all of the other Batmans, it feels like he's two different people.
Yeah.
He puts the Batman
I mean-
suit on and he becomes this stoic, gravelly piece of shit. And then, Bruce Wayne is this other thing.
Right. There's
And-
some more delineation between the two.
Right. I like seeing.
You like the mixing.
Yeah, I like it. I like seeing that he's a human being
The
under there.
lines are blurred.
I can see that point.
All right, well, I think we've probably talked enough about this. Thank you guys for tuning in to
Yeah.
Deep Fat Fried. If you liked it, subscribe. If you're not already, click the little bell so you get alerts, hopefully.
If you want to be a patron, become a
Subscribe for nothing else. If there's no other reason for you to subscribe for the fucking tomato. I now worship the tomato.
patron. Tomato.
Listen, there are no other podcasts right now that are extolling the virtues of mutant tomato.
Cult of tomato.
Deep Fat Fried is the only place you will even hear about the cult of mutant tomato.
Cult of mutant tomato.
Bow down to me. Bow down and have some antipasto. Get a slice of me.
Some salsa.
Get a slice of me. Get a slice of fresh mozzarella cheese. Drizzle some olive oil over it and worship at the altar of the mutant tomato.
Yeah, Mutant Tomato for the fucking
Dude, this is the
win.
best new cast member edition that a
Yeah,
podcast
I'm
has
thinking
ever.
about retiring and putting the fucking Mutant Tomato in charge.
I'm fine
dude.
with that, dude.
Not since the drunken peasants added Paul's ego has there been a fucking casting decision on a
Paul,
podcast
Let me be honest with you.
that has changed the paradigm more.
If we'd known about mutant tomato, you never would have gotten a call.
Well, thank goodness Mutant Tomato was still ripening on the vine when I was hired.
You're lucky, dude. You're fucking lucky.
All right. This
Can we do a whole show with Mutant Tomato?
Yeah, dude. Let's do it.
All right, I'll let the people decide. Let us know in the comments whether you think Mutant Tomato should die and never come back or whether he should be a main cast member forever.